Wakenya wenzangu, ngojeni niwaambie, FKF has mastered to cheat Kenyans, to manipulate Kenyans, to sell Kenyans, and to say whatever they want and face no consequences. I want to start by asking you a question. The money from BetKing that was promised to arrive in Kenya in September, 75 million for the Kenyan Premier League. Has the money arrived? Has any of the club received the money? Wakenya wenzangu, is this an empty talk, or the company cannot afford to pay, or this was not a true story? Because I said before that it was said that the 20 million that was given to the clubs, yeah, that signed the contract with FKF in September, no, in August, was 20 million from CAF COVID money. This story was told to me by a reliable source, and there is all reasons to make me believe this. Because if this is not true, if that money was from BetKing, now where is the 75 million that was promised that will arrive in Kenya in September? Here we are close to the, we are close to the middle of October, and soon we'll be in November. We are being told that the league will resume in November. So will the money be sent when the league money, will the money be sent when the league has just begun? Somebody else told me this, that the money that is being told, the 75 million Kenya shilling from BetKing, it will actually come from FIFA, yeah, from FIFA money that is given to FKF. These are stories that I'm being told. You can call them stories, you can call them allegations, but I'm saying I have all reasons to trust these stories, because when I look on the side of FKF, there is no update. We don't see here about the money anymore. So I can believe to whatever source that these messages are coming to me from. So Wakenya wenzangu, like I have said, FKF can just say anything, and there is no accountability. There is nobody who questions the federation. And this is why I'm saying FKF has learned to manipulate Kenyans, to manipulate Kenyan football, to manipulate whatever story, as long as it is a good PR for FKF. Right now, so much PR, yeah, has been peddled by FKF. Why? Because this is election year. We know that the county elections have already been concluded. Many people don't believe in them, but they have been concluded. We are now heading to the national election where the president will be elected, yeah, and 5 people are in. The incumbent Nick Mwendwa and four project candidates, and I will never change my stand. The 4 are project candidates. Kenyans know about this. I have already talked about this before, but that's the election that's going to take place. 5 people, the incumbent Nick Mwendwa and the 4 project candidates, and Kenyans are going to be told that football elections have been held and the president have been elected, and life will go on. This is why I'm telling Kenyans, people need to speak out. Yeah, don't just let Vision Total Football Kenya speak about the ills. Yeah, we can speak, but we need every Kenya also to speak out. I know there are so many Kenyans who are wishing that the revolution was today, but I seek patience. I seek patience from them. Things are going to happen, because unless we change our Kenyan football through football evolution, Kenyans will keep crying. You can go to the history. Kenyans have been crying for the last 20 years that, seeking for the change in Kenyan football. Everything has been tried by CAF, by FIFA, by government, by football stakeholders. Nothing has changed. So believe us when we say only the revolution will be able to change Kenyan football. It is something we know. It is something we exactly know how it should happen and how it will change Kenyan football. These are not rhetoric. These are not stories. For those thousands and thousands who have been following Vision Total Football Kenya videos for the last 2 years, I am absolutely sure you are well informed, you are well educated, in matters football education, which is in its way lacking in Kenya football education. So please remember, when we speak Vision Total Football Kenya Group, when we speak because we need to. When we speak, we provide the voice of reason. When we speak, is because we are angry with what is happening in our Kenyan football. When we speak, we want to give hope to those people who have given up. So many people have sent messages saying that we had given up in matters Kenyan football. By following the videos and the education that we are receiving here, we are now back in Kenyan football, and we believe in Kenyan football. Now, I saw a player who is the AFC Leopard bus driver. That bus, AFC Leopard, was given by I think Eugene Wamalwa and Uhuru Kenyatta. The bus driver, go and talk to the bus driver. I saw a documentary done by NTV in regard to this bus and the driver. And the driver said he has quit football, playing for AFC Leopard, to become a driver, because being a driver, at least he can be guaranteed a wage. Imagine, this is a professional football players quitting to play to drive a bus. Wakenya wenzangu, we know football can pay. We know football millionaires. We know that football is a big industry. But in the manner in which Kenyan football is run, is managed, it will never develop, it will never pay. And people keep saying to me, come and run for FKF seat. Wakenya wenzangu, you are absolutely wrong with that. I'm not interested. I will never run for anything to do with FKF or anything to do in the future, even with a new body. My point, my objective, and that of thousands of people who are following Vision Total Football Kenya, is to see that Football Kenya has changed. And I don't have to be Kenyan football president to change football. What we need is to work together, provide the solution, so that Kenyans can run football themselves from the grassroots to the top. Kenyans can do this. But right now, Kenyans who are able to develop Kenyan football, Kenyans who are able to take Kenyan football forward, they don't get those possessions. They don't get to come forward because of the system that is there. Yeah, a cartel system that unless they handpick you, unless you run as team this, team that, you can never get there. Tell me today, how many football players in Kenya, yeah, those you know, Akina Mariga, Akina Titus Mulama, tell me which one of them can get near FKF? None of them. Why? Because the system blocks them. The system handpicks who it wants, and those who are picked are those who can eat with the system. I know what I'm talking about. I know how people eat from the system. When I speak, I know what I'm talking about. In terms of football education, my friend, I well understand what need to change in our Kenyan football. I have the privilege to be on both places, in Kenya and in England, for so many years. So when I say football can pay, football can make people billionaires and millionaires in the legitimate way, is because I know what I'm talking about from this end. When I see the other side, my brothers, my sisters are dying. They are perishing for lack of football vision in the country. Kenyan football should be one of the richest industry in Kenya. But will it happen? Ole wako, no. Unless we go back to factory settings. How do we go that? It is not through being elected as FKF member. It is through a revolution, because every Kenya must be part of the change, and every Kenya must participate in the revolution and in the change. Everybody must play their part, Wakenya wenzangu. That is the only way we are going to change our Kenyan football. And mind you, the reason why sometimes I'm emotional, I'm angry. Why? Because this channel is not an entertainment channel. This channel is not a football, is not a channel to analyze football. This is a channel to liberate Kenyan football. My brothers are dying. My sisters are dying. All Kenyans are my brothers and sisters. They are perishing. So how do you expect me to come here and smile? How do you expect me to come here and have no emotional and talk like I'm a political analyst? I am not. I am not. This is a war between us and them. Them, the people who are sabotaging Kenyan football, the cartels who are killing Kenyan football, and us are the people who have been championing for change, people who are advocating for change. We want to see that change. We want to see Kenyan Premier League become one of the best league within the region, and it must become rich so that it has a lot of money. This Kenyan Premier League has the potential to grow, but it will not grow in the direction that it is going. Today, these clubs are still sharing 3 or so stadiums in the country. These are professional clubs that have been there, some of them since independent. How is this? How is this, Wakenya wenzangu, and we keep being told that some people say that what I'm doing is noise making. You call it noise making, but you don't have to listen to me. Funny enough, all FKF sycophants who keep calling, who keep being negative with the message that we are sharing, they still watch the video, 260 video. They still watch every one of them. Why do they keep watching? It is their choice to watch our channel. Our channel is a channel for like-minded people who want to see change, who want to liberate Kenyan football, who want to move on from this football that is has killed the last generation, the current generation, and our children have no future in Kenyan football unless a football revolution takes place. These purported FKF elections, they will not change anything. We've been constant with our message. We have said this before. I'm saying it now. FKF elections will change nothing. This is just a way to restore the order, the status quo, so that the people can continue eating. And Wakenya wenzangu, this deal that was announced the other day, the 800 million 7-year deal, this is a waste of time. This is again another manipulation to Kenyans. If you don't believe in what I'm saying, just relax and wait and see what will happen. Kenyan Premier League was offered a deal by, I think, by Radio Africa in 2017, worth 1.2 billion then. So how is now 8 million 100 Kenya shilling for these 4 entities, the Kenya Premier League, Harambee Stars, Starlet, and the National Super League broadcasting deal? How is that a multi-billion deal to celebrate when Kenyan Premier League alone had already been offered 1.2 billion in 2017 and they refused it? So let us not have short memories. Come on, like warthogs, ngiri. Let us listen to the message. Let us wake up. Let us stop being fooled. Let us stop being sold. Let us stop watching our dreams being killed by a federation made up of 5-6 people called FKF and their sycophants controlling the Kenyan football. Join the revolution. Join the revolution to see that our football will change so that it becomes economically and socially viable for our nation, and that your daughter and your son will never have to go through what you have gone through, or what your father went through, or your grandfather went through Kenyan football. Kenyan football will never be changed. We will never get to the next level through FKF. I will keep my message constant. FKF must go, and a symbolic funeral must be held at Kasarani, because FKF has created so many victims. Lazima Wakenya washerehekee, waone FKF as a name imekwenda na imezikwa. FKF symbolic funeral must be done in Kasarani. Thousands of people carrying caskets in Kasarani, na izikwe watu wakiona. This federation will come to will come to haunt us if we don't deal with it in the right manner. And all Kenyans must stop fearing the federation. The federation will go. Symbolic funeral will be done. The country's football will be liberated. Lazima tuingoe. Saa hii imeshikwa. Mizizi ya makatel imekura mpira wa Kenya. We must liberate it together. This is not a personal war. This is a national war. Us versus them. Kenyan football problems has reached to be called a national crisis. Wakenya wenzangu, amkeni, ndugu zangu, dada zangu, mimi nitawachia huu ujumbe, but I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I have seen what good football can do for a country, and I have seen what bad football can do for a country. I will leave you with this quote: where there is no vision, people perish. That is true. Ask me, in terms of Kenyan football, is England football Does it have a vision or not? Kenyan football, does it have a vision or not? Where do you think people are perishing? In Kenyan football or in England football? I live in peace, I'm gone.